Yes, beta. Look at page number 283 of your practice paper. See the lines. Yes, Tanveer, beta, you will solve the first extract. He and I stood together in the surf. I hung on to him, yet the waves knocked me down and swept over me. I was buried in water. My breath was gone. I was frightened. You have practice paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. First question is, who is he referred to in the passage?
He here is referred to as narrator's father.
He and I stood together in the surf. Yes, he here refers to the narrator's father, William O. Douglas' father, if you have to mention the name. Okay. Why did young Douglas hang on to him?
It was because he was scared of the waves.
Because he was buried in the water waves and was scared. That's why he hung on to his father. Next, in what condition was he?
His breath was gone, so he was very frightened as he was submerged under the waves, sea waves.
Yes, he was buried under the water, his breath was gone, and he was very much frightened. Next, how did he feel?
Felt frightened.
He felt very much frightened. Okay, good. Next, second extract, Navjot Kaur.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, listen the lines. I flailed at the surface of the water, swallowed and choked. I tried to bring my legs up, but they hung as dead weights, paralyzed and rigid. First question. How did young Douglas move about on the surface of water?
Young Douglas played at the surface of the water.
Yes, young Douglas flailed on, flailed होता है पानी के ऊपर ऊपर की सरफेस के ऊपर ऊपर तैरना, ठीक है. In what condition was he?
He swallowed some water and he was choked.
Yes, he was
He
choking.
when he
Yes,
No, we have to write the line, that line also, that he tried to come up but his legs were paralyzed.
he tried to come up नहीं लिख सकते आप, उसकी legs की situation जो है वो लिख सकते हो इसमें condition में, ठीक है. He swallowed water, so he was choking, and his legs were as if they were having a lot of weight, and he felt as if the legs were rigid and paralyzed. He was not able to move his legs. Clear? What did he try to do, and with what result?
He tried to come up from the water through the full strength of his legs, but he couldn't. His legs were like paralyzed.
Yes, his legs were just like the weight, and he felt as if they were paralyzed. Identify the figure of speech used in the extract.
Yes.
Yes. Any figure of speech used in this extract, in these lines?
Simile, simile, they hung as dead weights.
Yes, Tanveer? What do you want to say?
Simile,
Where? Pick
they
out the
hung,
phrase.
they hung as dead weights.
As dead weights, paralyzed and rigid. As or like के साथ जब हम comparison देते हैं, that is simile. Very good. Clear? As dead weights. This phrase tells that the simile is used here in this extract. Okay. Next, come to the third extract. Divyanshi, beta, please switch on your video. It would
Yes,
take possession of me completely. My legs would become paralyzed. I see horror would grab my heart. This handicap stayed with me as the years rolled by. What does it stand for?
It stands for fear of water that the narrator has developed.
Yes, it stands for the fear of water or the aversion or the disliking for the water which he had got. When would young Douglas feel terrified?
Young Douglas felt terrified when his legs were paralyzed and the horror grabbed his heart.
Yes. What do you mean by this handicap?
Handicap means the aversion to water that young Douglas had, or
Yes,
many
this
difficulties that he had to face.
this handicap means this difficulty or the lack, dearth of something, किसी चीज की कमी होना, ठीक है? And that here it refers to the fear of water for Douglas. Next, what figure of speech has been used in treating icy horror as a human being?
Personification.
Yes, when we use anything for human beings and which is not actually, that is personification. Here, the writer has addressed icy horror as a person, as a strong human being who had grabbed his heart. Clear? So, this is personification used here. Okay, come to the next fourth extract. Yes, Harman beta, again your turn. It ruined my fishing trips, deprived me of the joy of canoeing, boating, and swimming. I used every way I knew to overcome this fear, but it held me firmly in its grip. What does it stand for?
It stands for the fear of water that the narrator William O. Douglas had.
Yes. Why was the narrator unable to enjoy canoeing, boating, and swimming?
It was because he was afraid of the water, and he was afraid of drowning in the water while doing these activities.
Yes, because he had fear of water, and whenever he went along with his friends to enjoy all these things, he could not enjoy because he was not able to go into the water. What did he try to do but fail?
He tried to overcome his fear of water, but he failed as the fear would not leave him, the narrator, from its grip.
Yes, because it had held him firmly in its grip. What impression do you form of the narrator from these lines?
The narrator is struggling to overcome the fear of water, but he can't because the fear has firmly gripped a narrator in its grip.
It shows his determination, nature, and his efforts to do again and again, try again and again to come out of the grip of that fear. Clear? That shows that the narrator was of very much determined nature. He wanted to and again was trying to overcome. Next, come to the questions on page 285. First question, Devyanshi. How did the instructor turn Douglas into a swimmer?
Douglas has developed Douglas had developed an aversion to water because of the two incidents that had happened to him before he was when he was small. So he with his sheer willpower and determination, he had determined to overcome his fear of water. So that is why he engaged an instructor, and an instructor gave him guides him to become a complete swimmer. There were many efforts, like he put belt around them, and the rope went through a pulley and then ran an overhead cable. And with that pulley, the narrator William Douglas was able to move to and fro in the pool. And with these kind of practices, the instructor was able to develop William Douglas into a full swimmer.
When it is given in the form of a short question, you have to give the stepwise instructions given by the instructor. Clear? No need to give any introduction about that. Only limit your answer according to the question. The instructor turned Douglas into a swimmer by giving him practice piece by piece or bit by bit. The first step he taught him, that was to move backward and forward only with the help of the belt. The second step taught by him was how to inhale and exhale underwater. Clear? Third step was how to move his legs and arms. And then he integrated all these steps and piece by piece or bit by bit, he turned him into a perfect swimmer. Clear? Next question, Navjot Kaur. Which two incidents in the life of William Douglas before he was 10 years old created an aversion in his mind to water?
The first incident was when he was 3 or 4. He went to the beach with his father. The waves, he was hung on his father, but then also the waves knocked him, and he was buried underwater.
Yes.
And the second incident was when he went to the
Where did this incident happen? The first one?
beach, in the beach at California.
Yes, on the beach in California when he was 3 or 4 years old. And second one?
Second incident was when he went to the YMCA pool. He was sitting alone for waiting everyone to come. An 18-year-old guy came and threw him in the water. The 9 feet deep pool was like 90 feet deep for him.
What was his age at that time?
He was 8 or 9.
It is given in the question only.
He was 10-year-old.
Yes, you're about 10 years old. So you have to make mention of both the incidents, one on the beach in California, and second one, the misadventure happened when he was 10 years old and on YMCA pool. He was thrown by a bully boy. Next. Yes, Tanveer. When did William Douglas develop an aversion to water?
William Douglas developed an aversion to water when he was 3 or 4 years old. His father took him to a beach in California, where he was knocked down by the waves and buried in those waves. He lost his breath, but his father reacted by laughing, but the terror of water remained in his heart for a long time,
Yes.
because of the overpowering force
Okay, if it
of the.
comes in the form of a long question, you can add the second adventure, misadventure also. Otherwise, it is almost a similar answer as we have done in the second question. Yes, next question, Devanshi. Describe the author's condition after he escaped death.
When Arthur came out of the pool, he was lying back. He was lying on his stomach and he was vomiting. And when he walked home and he was so weak and trembling. He was so afraid of the incident that had occurred to him. He did not eat that night, and moreover, he did not slept and he had developed a more fear to water.
Use first form with did not eat and did not develop or slept and sleep. Okay. You have to mention particular the word that he had a haunting fear. He could not lie in his bed, could not eat properly, could not sleep properly, and he felt as if something was upset in his stomach also. That was due to worries and tensions that he had due to haunting fear of water. Yes, and he never went to the pool after that. Yes, next question. Navjot Beta.
Yes, ma'am.
In what way did the author learn to swim in the pool?
After the misadventures happened to the author, he was feared
Terrified.
from the water,
Hmm.
terrified from the water. So he decided to overcome this fear. So for that, he engaged an instructor in October to learn the swimming. He taught him the swimming step by step. For the first step, he attached the rope belt around him, and then he taught him how to inhale and exhale in the water, and then he taught him how to use legs and arms. And in months, he was ready to swim. In April he was ready to swim, but he couldn't swim alone with the whole confidence.
Yes, he still had some fears, some doubts in his mind. So he went to many different places to practice himself alone, stayed there in the camp and did his practice. Then he was completely confident that he had learned. Okay. Next. Yes, Tanveer beta. How did the author challenge his old terror?
Even though the author's trainer had announced that he has learned swimming, but author wasn't confident, and he tried, and he was determined to get rid of this terror for once and for all. He then went to Lake Wentworth, and tried each and every stroke he was taught. And during his and at his final uh, expedition to the lake, Warm Lake,
Yes.
he finally got rid of his terror, and he also mocked his old terror.
How? The question is, how did the author challenge his old terror? That words or that speech must be mentioned. In the beginning,
Try
when
to
he felt that he had some fear still left, he started calling terror as trying to scare me. Well, here's to you. Look off, and I would go for another length of the pool. See this statement given on page 28 on the book. Ending lines. Clear? Then on the next page, when again he was on in the middle of the lake, the old sensation returned in miniature. He laughed and said, Mr. Terror, well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me? So, in this way, he challenged the terror also. He was becoming so confident that he even challenged the terror by calling as Mr. Terror and telling that he could not do anything now. He was so confident. Yes, next, beta, Divyanshi. How did the author get rid of his fear of water?
The unpleasant the unpleasant experience of followed him as he was not able to enjoy the experience of canoeing, boating, fishing, etc. So he decided to overcome his fear of water by becoming a complete swimmer. And he that for that purpose he engaged a instructor and he had learned swimming, and in this way he get rid of his fear.
Get rid of fear. That means after getting complete training from the instructor, he did a lot of practice. That was the real way of getting rid of fear. Okay, he learned all the tips, all the methods, all the strokes from the trainer, but he got rid of his fear of water only when he did practice by visiting different places, doing practice at different places all alone. Then he was full of confidence and got rid of his terror.
Excuse me,
Next,
ma'am.
what is the misadventure that Douglas speaks about? Yes, Navjot?
Yes, yes, ma'am. When one day when the narrator was sitting all alone at YMCA pool for waiting for everyone to come, an 18-year-old big bruiser picked him up and tossed into the swimming pool, and he touched the bottom of the YMCA pool, and he got very terrified. And but he didn't lost his wits. He has a plan of coming up when he touched the bottom of the pool.
Yes. What qualities turned Douglas into a good swimmer? Devanshi?
The sheer willpower and determination of William Douglas turned him to become a good swimmer. With his determination only, he challenged himself to overcome his fear of water and engaged an instructor. Moreover, his continuous hard work and practice to be a complete swimmer at different lakes have helped him to overcome the fear of water.
Yes, his continuous efforts and practice, perseverance. This is continuous efforts. Okay. Yes. What message does the writer want to give? Navjot Kaur?
Through the story Deepwater, the narrator wants to convey us the message that nothing stands before a determined person. A determined person can overcome any problem. A person with strong will can overcome all the obstacles in the path of his success. As the Douglas, the narrator, proves that he overcame his fear of water. He was very determined to overcome the fear, and through this we learn that all we have to fear is from fear itself.
Yes, very good. Yes, next question again goes to his childhood experience of Dukla. Here you will mention about that his experience where he developed the aversion of water on the beach in California. That can be mentioned. Then come to the next question. The instructor was finished, but I was not finished. Explain the statement. Yes, Divyansh.
The
The instructor has completed his work by guiding him and teaching him various strokes which helped him to become a complete swimmer. But William Douglas tried to overcome his fear of water by swimming at different lakes alone without the help of the instructor so that he can overcome the challenge of old terror that struck him again and again.
But I was not finished. What does he want to say through this line?
He want to say that he alone want to practice again and again so that his old terror cannot return back to him.
Though the instructor has told that he had learned each and everything, he's perfect in swimming, but he was not confident. That's why he says, I was not finished. It means I was not confident. I still need some practice. And he went to different places for that practice and then overcame his feeling of fear and became confident. Okay? First, you must clear the meaning of the statement, then link it with the idea. Yes, next question is again same. Well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me? What is the importance of these words?
when the author was swimming in the lake, he can feel the miniature of fear again, so he was challenging his fear by saying, well, Mr. Terror, what do you think you can do to me to overcome the fear and swim alone
Just to
in the
show
lake?
that he has no fear in his mind now. This challenge has importance because he wants to show this thing that now he was not having those residual fears or the doubts in his mind which he earlier felt. So in this way, he gave challenge to the fear and the terror also and showing his confident feelings. How did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? Again, same question, giving all the steps, how the trainer or the instructor taught him, giving all those steps, he built him a swimmer. What did the author hope when he was thrown into the pool? Yes, Devanshu?
Author Author was thrown into the pool by a big bruiser 18-year-old boy, but he was not completely terrified. With his intelligence, he made a strategy to come back out of the pool. He his strategy was to when his strategy was to come to the bottom of pool, to take a big jump, come out of the surface of the pool and paddle towards edge of the pool and will be safe from that
Yes, the
strategy.
author had hope that when his feet would touch the bottom of the pool to the tiles of the pool, he would make a big jump and come up just like the cork of a bottle. And then he would lie on the surface and then move towards the safety place. Fear is a negative feeling which paralyzes us and makes us passive. Do you agree with this? And how can we overcome this feeling?
The I agree that fear is a negative feeling which paralyzes us and makes us passive. In reality, fear is actually an illusion or a self-created fear for the future that we assume. When we resist to do what we truly want to do, is due to fear that we stop ourselves from doing for the assuming that what will happen in future, but we can overcome this by trying with our determination we can try to do and overcome our fear.
Yes, it's a negative feeling which always gives us negative ideas and thoughts and paralyzes us and make us passive. That means it controls us and creates difficulties in our way towards moving towards success, and we become passive. We are not acting. That means we can't do actions when we are overpowered by the feeling of fear. So it has to be overcome, and we can overcome by analyzing our fear, by getting information and knowledge from others who are around us, from some instructor, from our teachers, from our guides, and then doing practice accordingly. Only knowledge will not do anything till we do any practice. As we have seen, according to the chapter, the instructor guided him, gave him all the steps, trained him in everything, but he was still having fear in his mind. Till he did the practice himself, he was not out of that feeling of fear. Clear?